What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have some breaking news that is going to rock the NFL world and send shockwaves through the entire football community. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, have reportedly made a massive move in free agency and trade talks. You won't believe it, the Cowboys are on the verge of signing one of the most explosive, versatile players in the league right now, Deebo Samuel, wide receiver extraordinaire from the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, you heard that right. Deebo Samuel might soon be suiting up in the blue and silver, and if this deal actually goes through, it's going to change everything for the Cowboys. So, how did we get here, what does it mean for Dallas, and what does Deebo Samuel bring to the table? Let's dive in and break down everything we know so far. Now, if you're familiar with Deebo Samuel's career, you know that this guy is a game changer. He's not just your typical wide receiver. He's a hybrid player that can line up in various positions: wide receiver, running back, you name it. We saw in 2022 that he's not just a guy who can catch passes, he's a guy who can take over a game, whether it's catching bombs downfield, making defenders miss in the open field, or even taking direct snaps in the backfield and running like a running back. That kind of versatility is exactly what the Dallas Cowboys need right now. With Dak Prescott at the helm, CeeDee Lamb emerging as one of the top wide receivers in the league, and Ezekiel Elliott potentially on his way out, the Cowboys were looking to add another weapon to their arsenal, and Deebo Samuel could be that missing piece. Let's go over how this all started. The first whispers of Deebo Samuel potentially being on the move came when reports surfaced that the 49ers and Deebo's camp were at a bit of an impasse over his contract situation. Now, anyone who's followed Deebo knows he's been a huge part of the 49ers offense, and there was a lot of talk that he might be looking for a bigger payday. San Francisco drafted Deebo with the 36th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, and he quickly became a fan favorite with his explosive plays and unique skill set. But over the last year or so, it became clear that Deebo wasn't exactly thrilled with the way his role was evolving in San Francisco's offense. He wanted a bigger role, more recognition, and ultimately, a contract that reflected his value to the team. Fast forward to just a few days ago, and the rumors started flying that Deebo Samuel was open to exploring his options. The 49ers had initially been hopeful of extending his contract, but those talks didn't progress as smoothly as they hoped. That's when the Dallas Cowboys, who have always been a team to make big splashes, reportedly entered the conversation. We started hearing from multiple reliable sources, including NFL Network and ESPN, that the Cowboys had engaged in serious trade talks with the 49ers, and that a deal could be imminent. The buzz around the league was electric. Could Deebo actually leave San Francisco for Dallas? If so, what would this mean for the Cowboys' Super Bowl aspirations? Well, the latest reports indicate that the Cowboys and Deebo Samuel have agreed on terms, and it's now just a matter of finalizing the deal. If this goes through, the Cowboys just added one of the most dynamic players in the NFL. So, what does Deebo Samuel bring to the Cowboys, and why is he such a perfect fit? First, let's talk about his versatility. In an NFL where teams are constantly looking for players who can do more than one thing, Deebo stands out. Last season, Deebo recorded over 1,400 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. But he didn't stop there. He also rushed for over 350 yards, showcasing his ability to line up in the backfield and run the ball with power and vision. His 2022 season was one of the most dynamic performances in the league, and it's that combination of receiving and rushing that makes him so unique. He's not just a wide receiver, he's a weapon that forces defenses to account for him all over the field. Imagine Dak Prescott in the pocket with CeeDee Lamb on one side, Michael Gallup on the other, and Deebo Samuel in the backfield, ready to take a handoff or run a deep route. Defenses won't know what hit them. One thing we know for sure is that Deebo would elevate the Cowboys' offense. Dallas has always had great individual talent on the offensive side of the ball, but they've struggled at times to put it all together. The addition of Deebo Samuel changes that. For one, it gives Dak Prescott another elite weapon to work with. If you remember, in 2022, the Cowboys' passing game was mostly focused on CeeDee Lamb, with some contributions from Gallup and a strong running game. Adding Deebo makes this offense exponentially harder to defend. It also provides another dimension to the Cowboys' attack, something they've been missing for a while. The Cowboys' offense can sometimes be predictable, but with Deebo Samuel, the offense will now have that unpredictability that drives defensive coordinators crazy. And let's talk about the running game for a second. The Cowboys have had their issues with consistency in the ground game, especially with Ezekiel Elliott being somewhat ineffective in recent seasons. While Pollard has shown flashes of brilliance, a player like Deebo Samuel would provide them with another rushing option that defenses would have to respect. Deebo's ability to carry the ball out of the backfield would add a whole new layer to the Cowboys' offensive scheme. You can already imagine the misdirection plays, the jet sweeps, and all the creative ways Mike McCarthy could use Deebo to keep opposing defenses on their toes. The Cowboys have often struggled to establish a reliable ground attack, and Deebo's ability to contribute in that area could be the solution to that problem. Now, let's talk about the financials. We're hearing that Deebo Samuel's deal with the Cowboys could be worth around $120 million over 5 years, with a significant portion of it guaranteed. While that is a massive investment, it's also one the Cowboys are willing to make. Deebo is one of the most talented players in the NFL right now, and the Cowboys have the financial flexibility to absorb this kind of contract. Remember, they recently restructured several contracts to free up cap space, and this move would certainly push them toward the top of the league's contender rankings. While there are always questions about how to make the numbers work in the NFL, the Cowboys have been known to get creative with cap management, and bringing in Deebo Samuel is a move they've been willing to go all in on. As for the 49ers, this deal is certainly a tough pill to swallow. Deebo Samuel has been the face of their offense in many ways, and his departure would leave a void that will be hard to fill. However, we've seen how well the 49ers are able to draft and develop talent, and they have a strong roster around quarterback Brock Purdy. San Francisco will undoubtedly be looking for ways to replace Deebo, and it wouldn't be surprising to see them target a wide receiver in the draft or through free agency to shore up their passing game. Still, it's hard to ignore that losing a player like Deebo Samuel would significantly impact the 49ers' championship aspirations moving forward. For the Cowboys, though, the addition of Deebo Samuel could be exactly what they need to finally break through and win a Super Bowl. With a young quarterback like Doc, an emerging star in CeeDee Lamb, and now Deebo, this offense is set to explode. The Cowboys have made it to the playoffs in recent years, but they've struggled to get over that hump. Adding Deebo Samuel could give them the offensive firepower they need to make a deep playoff run, and who knows, maybe even get them back to the Super Bowl for the first time in decades. So, where does this leave us now? As of right now, the deal isn't finalized, but all signs point toward Deebo Samuel becoming a Dallas Cowboy very soon. The talks have been progressing quickly, and it seems like the Cowboys have successfully convinced Deebo to join their ranks. If this deal goes through, it will be a huge statement for the Cowboys and for the NFL as a whole. This move could be the spark that propels Dallas to the top of the NFC and puts them in the conversation as legitimate Super Bowl contenders once again. With Deebo in the mix, the Cowboys will be a force to be reckoned with in 2025 and beyond. What do you think, Cowboys Nation? Are you excited about the potential of Deebo Samuel in Dallas? How do you think this will impact the Cowboys' offense moving forward? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this story. We'll keep you posted as more details emerge, but for now, this is huge news, and the future is looking bright for the Cowboys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.